Alrighty, guys. So we are back. What a night it's been. Lots and lots of bombshell information bits dropped on us tonight. But we do have the Datamines for the brand new upcoming New Year banner. So, of course, we're going to take a look at the stats for the new units and boons and banes and all that good stuff. We could start with artwork, I guess. Let's go ahead and take a look at the artwork for the new units. So, of course, Hakan the Goat has drawn the duo Balder and Hoder combo. I really like this artwork. It's very good. So here we have them, neutral art, and then the attacking art right there. All right, next up is the special attack. Very nice pop with the orange and blues. And then finally, we got the injured artwork there. So opening up the parasol as a shield, I guess. It's always nice to see these two together. I do like these characters quite a bit. All right, next up we have Valley over here. So Valley is basically going to be our... I mean, she's basically the same as Mythic Valley, except now you can give her whatever blessing you want. So run her on offense teams if you want. Run her on Anima Season if you want. It's all possible with this Valley right here. So it kind of feels a little scummy, actually. If you already summoned for the Mythic Valley, like not even a moment's later... Here we go with a better version of her. All right, so there's the attacking artwork. Of course, she loves her Balder plushie to death. All right, special attack. Pretty good artwork for Valley. I'm not really, like, Valley wasn't really my favorite out of the OCs from Book 9, but all right, there she is with her little pouty face. You know who she reminds me of, actually? She kind of looks like Veronica a little bit. They have the same shade of hair color. The only difference is that Veronica has the crown thingy on the back of her head, whereas Valley doesn't. Yeah, Valley is basically just Veronica without the crown, right? Like a happier version of Veronica. All right, so there we go for her artwork. Then, of course, we've got Mommy's artwork, probably my favorite art on the banner. I just love this character. She's just great, just in anything. All right, so attacking artwork right there, very good. Homare really put it in with this artwork. Here's the special attack. And then finally the injured art. Again, very good, actually. I like the expression actually looks like she's being injured there, which is pretty cool. Sometimes the injured artwork is a little wonky, but like this one looks legit. So pretty good. And again, like we talked about with Valley, the Heimdallr right here is basically just an upgraded version of the Mythic one, mainly because you can give her blessings. As far as her base kit goes and like all her skills and abilities, she doesn't really seem all that much different. It's mainly just now the fact that you can give her blessings and run her wherever that is going to be the main benefit of this version of Heimdallr. So pretty cool there. And then we have Sedgar. So yeah, this guy, he is way out of place. If we look at all the other units on this banner and then we have him, like what is he doing here? Well, it is the year of the horse this year, so that's why he's here. He is a horseman. I mean, is he the most standout horseman that they could have chosen from Fire Emblem? I don't know. But he is a horseman nonetheless. Really cool looking bow too. I like the horse head on the tip. Yeah, pretty nice looking weapon there. Not too bad art. You know, honestly, what they could have did, instead of deleting Tempest Trial units forever, why not just make the main banner a 3-unit banner and then take off the demote and just put them on the Tempest Trial? Right? Like, can't they do that? Isn't that a reasonable fix? So, instead of summoning on the banner and possibly getting a demote, all you got to go for are the 5 stars, and then the Tempest Trial unit is just the 4-star demote that would have been on the banner, taking up needless space anyway. And then they still don't have to make an extra unit because they don't have to make another Tempest Trial unit. They just give us the demote. To me, that makes sense. I don't know. That seems like a valid option. But I guess I can't really speak for them. That's really how you know they're down bad, if they can't even do that. Like, they have to sell us the demote. They can't even just give the demote out for free. But it is what it is, guys. All right, so here's the special attack, and then finally we got the injured artwork from Sedgar over there. So there we go with all that. Now, you may be wondering, okay, so they've decided to delete Tempest Trial units from the pool for good. So what is going to be the reward for the 1,500 score benchmark in the Tempest Trial now, since we're not getting another unit? Well, Here we go. This is the new prize list. So at 1,500 points, instead of getting another unit, we are getting 4,000 shards. Dude, they can't be for real with this. Like, why not give us a second copy of Ash? Like, wouldn't that make more sense? Like, just put Ash on the 1,000 and 1,500 scorecards instead of just one copy of Ash and freaking 4,000 shards. Does anyone even use shards? It's such an inefficient way to level up your units. You're better off just hopping into a map, pressing auto battle, and just grinding SP along with your levels right there. Because even if you use the shards, you still need to grind SP anyway. So you might as well kill two birds with one stone and just grind SP and level. I don't know. That's how I do it, but yeah, dude, this is not good. This is just not good. I can't say anything. I can defend Faye all I want. Typically, I don't, though. Like, I'm very critical of a lot of things. So I'm not a very defensive person when it comes to Faye. I do like to defend End of Service, though, because, like, that kind of talk seems a little outlandish to me. Especially for the straws people like to grasp at when they go ahead and shout End of Service. Right now, though, I mean, there's, like, no silver lining for this. This is just bad. It's just really bad. It looks bad. It's gross. I don't like it. And I don't really know if there's anything they're going to do about it. So also our Tempest Trial Sacred Seals this time around are Dull Close and Blue Skies. Yeah, Blue Skies as a Sacred Seal. Pretty fire. Considering that usually the New Year Tempest Trial Seal is always a fire one. Let's take a look at Blue Skies because it's only going to be Blue Skies 3, not level 4. So if unit initiates combat or is in 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack and speed up 6 and plus X damage. Reduce damage from foe's first attack by X. Wow, it has the DR too. X is the number of allies in 3 rows of 3 columns, center on unit times 2 with a max of 6. Yeah, that is by far the best Sacred Seal now. First attack normally means their first attack, but in this case is also the brave attack. Yeah. I mean, that is currently the best Sacred Seal in the game, I want to say. There's nothing even close to that. All right, and we took a look at the artwork already, and then let's go ahead and take a look at the stats now. So these are going to be the stats and the boons and banes for the new units. Starting with Heimdallr, she's got 41 HP with a super bane. We got 49 attack, 16 speed with a bane, 30 defense, and then 49 res with a boon. So res is the only stat she's got a super boon on. Then we have Valley, who's got 45 HP, 49 attack with a super boon, 48 speed, and then 26 defense with a bane, and 21 res. Sedgar, who's got 41 HP with a bane, 46 attack, 48 speed with a boon, 31 defense, and then 24 res with a boon. Not really too sure what he's doing with a res boon, but we will take the speed boon, I guess. And he does have a really good inheritable bow, actually. Another reason why it would have been fire if this guy was just the Tempest Trial instead of being on the banner. A long time ago, they actually did used to do 3-unit banners, if anyone remembers that. It wasn't like a super common thing. I remember early on in Fae, like the very first couple of banners were like 6-unit banners. The one that had Reinhardt and Olwen. I think it had Sanaki, and then it had like just a bunch of siblings. It had Erica and Ephraim. So like they have done giant banners in the past, and then they toned it down a little. They started doing 3-unit banners. Like the one that had Celica was a 3-unit banner. The one where I got infamously shafted like crazy. I went like 900 plus orbs sniping red to get the original release of Celica. And I only got 1 copy at the very end of the summons, which is nuts. So yeah, that happened. And then out of nowhere, they just started doing 4-unit banners afterwards. And I guess that clicked for them. But if they're really struggling that bad, they could just go back to doing 3-unit banners. And then the 4th unit demote, just put them on the Tempest Trial. I would much rather them do that as opposed to deleting the Tempest Trial unit completely and giving us an old unit. But if they are going to give us an old unit, then I would like 2 copies of the old unit, please, as opposed to freaking 4,000 shards that nobody wants. So, okay, there we go with that, and I believe that's everything. Oh, there's one comment here. It's so hard to feel anything about this with the Tempest trial changes they made. Looking at the stats for the freebie was one of my favorite parts of the new stats. Yeah, for sure. Because for the premium units, the stats have become largely homogenous. Also, we see them on the trailer too, because we do get to see a showcase of the new units on the trailer. Not the case for the free unit, which is why the Datamines were always cool, to get a sneak peek at the free unit. Like, cool and great that Sedgar is strong and fast, Super Boon even, but he's the 4-star special, not the free unit. Most people won't even try to plus 10 him and only maybe pull for his bow and detect. Yeah, his bow is really good, but it does hit a little different that he's not going to be free, or we're not getting a second option to get that bow. Because had there been a Tempest trial unit, they would have had to make another unit have this free-to-play style of bow, right? Like, it would have had the same effect, just be a different weapon class. Maybe a tome, maybe a sword, or whatever. It really sucks that we're missing out on that, because this bow, like I said many times, is very good. It would have been nice to have that option as another weapon class from getting a Tempest trial unit, but I digress, man. So, yeah, I mean, one of the main things I like doing about these Datamines that this guy brought up is seeing a sneak preview of the upcoming free-to-play unit. And we just don't have that this time. Or any other time going into the future, apparently. So, yeah, I'm not really too sure. Things are looking pretty grim, but hopefully there's a light at the end of the tunnel. So, let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. I might do a couple of videos later. Not tonight. I've already done too many this night. But I do want to do the revenue video. I want to lightly talk about end of service a little bit. Maybe I'll combine those two into one video. And then I also want to do a video talking about other ways they could have handled this as opposed to just completely deleting Tempest trial units. How about ways that they could have kept the Tempest trial freebie and still, like, cut costs a little bit? How about that, right? So give them some constructive criticism. So yeah, that's going to wrap us up for this one, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed the coverage of the Datamines, and I will catch y'all again on the flip side.